ah, there's a huge smile on my face, and I'm just grateful to God, honestly. You know, anytime you think that things are going to fall apart, God will always come through and, make things just work out right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the Mangala Croonings with Abby and friends. And honestly, I truly know that I have friends like lastminute.com, and they pop up. Like they don't waste time. They're like time to no time. Where do you want us? When, how, where? And they show. So I know I sent out the information very, very late. I really apologize. Things are shifting, but you know what, we move whatever it is, we move, and this show has been going on now at least since lockdown, and it has changed face in many ways, but it's still the same show since lockdown. So we are talking 2 years plus, so in everything I am grateful that we've gotten this far. Yeah, what has the week been like? Hey, where do I even start from? I have people who are waiting, to come in, so I don't want to waste too much people's time. But I just tell you, the week we just started. Oh, today is Tuesday, and it feels like I have lived 3 weeks already. It's crazy. Like it is super crazy what the week has been like. I mean, in college today, especially when you're working with younger people and you're in class with them. And, when someone's trying to prove that, oh, I'm the big dog here, and then there's one person who doesn't care, which is me. Because me, I know why I went to college. I went to college to go and learn. I don't have time. So I come in, do my classes. As soon as they say, thank you very much, I don't have anything to discuss with anybody. I carry my bag and go. But, like, why isn't this one like, bending to me, and then setting up all kinds of crazy stunts, and I just been ignoring. But today, I no fit ignore. I no go lie for you. I nearly beat person picking today. Yes. Because I was just like, you know what? You need to stay over there and mind your business and get out of my way, because I didn't come here for you. And since it seems like that is what you want, that you want me to notice you, I will notice you in a way that you will beg me to take my eyes off you. Because I don't dare this thing. Me, I don't live under bullies. Like I've been bullied before. So I know how bullies operate. And it's not my thing at all. But if someone is like trying to now be like, I've given my life to Jesus. Don't let me go and collect it back temporarily. Anyways, then I went to work, and work was really good because I was able to interview two amazing people who I am trying to see if I can get them to come on. But multitasking, trying to do one thing here, do another thing on the phone, trying to do all that. But you know what? It is well. Just trying to get it all sorted out. So these are people who actually deal with mental health within the Black community, and I'm sure you guys know mental health is my thing. That's like my big thing. So it was wonderful to have them come on the show. That is the Happy Place with Abby, which is happening tomorrow. Shameless plug. Yes, I can shamelessly plug my own show on my own show, right? So the show is tomorrow, but they came to talk about mental health, how it affects the Black community, with the provisions that they have in place. And if you're living with, in fact, this is can all over the UK. So anywhere you are in the UK and you're a Black person and you're dealing with mental health issues, you can reach out to CAN. And I'm going to be having them very soon on the show, where they will actually log in and talk, and people can ask questions. But it's going to be in about a couple of weeks' time, because I'm just trying to get as many people as I can. So instead of wasting everybody's time, let me start bringing on guests. So Mr. H. Hello. How do? How was your day? Was it doing okay? Thank you so much for being faithful. You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much. You have no idea how much I value you because is convenient, is not convenient. You find a way to show up and you show up on time. You don't just show up once, you show up on time. Nobody has. Hello, Mr. H.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, how you doing? Mr. H is not
I'm
hearing me.
good.
Oh.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Everything is okay. We thank God.
That's
Tomorrow's
good.
my birthday, so yeah, we good.
Hey, birthday boy. Okay. When people gather, I'll try and see if we can do happy birthday song for you. I'm just getting to know all these bells and whistles here, but don't worry. I will figure it out. But I think I can actually do. Wait, let me see what I can do. A happy birthday or something I have to put up. I'm trying to figure it out, but don't worry. Before this show is over, we will put okay, let me put applause, happy birthday applause. Oh yeah, see whether that works. Hey! Happy birthday. So yeah, so what are your plans for tomorrow?
Uh, it's just like any other day. It's nothing. Just
Eh,
pray, thank
the
God,
day that your
and
mother spent how many hours pushing you is like any other day.
yeah,
Hey, don't let your mother hear this thing.
yeah. We just thank God for everything, and yeah. But
uh
yeah, that's I
so no cake,
actually
no party, no boogie, nothing.
no, I don't drink, so
I
and
don't
so
drink too, but I had a serious party for my own birthday. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
probably the weekend. Yeah, probably weekend. Not tomorrow is Wednesday, and
Mm.
yeah. But I actually want to not. I'm done with celebrating birthday now. I just want to celebrate my kids. It's their birthday. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Hamza, I'm not agreeing with this one. No, yes, celebrate the kids, but also celebrate yourself. It's important. These are the
Yeah.
things that we talk about on the show. How it's
Mm,
good to love your kids and want the best for them, but if there isn't the best for you and the best of you, what are you going to give? You can't give what you don't have.
yeah, that's
You,
true.
you celebrating yourself teaches your children to celebrate themselves,
Yeah,
to
that's true.
consider themselves valuable to be celebrated.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to pass these things on. Oh yes, my kids, but yes, showering love upon them is but also showing them how to live is another part of showering love.
Yeah, yeah,
So at least put on a silly hat, take them out, say, "Oh, today's daddy's birthday. We're having a great time. We'll have some cake." Everything they see daddy celebrated, they'll be like, "Yes, I too. When I grow up, I want to celebrate myself." You know. So,
yeah.
Mr. Hamza, I'm calling you that now. Let me be because I have people here. In fact, oh God,
Okay.
I am so happy. Okay, Adetutu Awonuga. I don't think I've spoken to this woman in. Hey, I'll give away my age now. Adetutu.
Hi,
She's
Abby.
muted. Oh, yeah,
Hey, when was the last time we heard each other's voice? Mr. Hamza, people are saying happy birthday to you in the private chat. Oh, go to the
yeah. Yeah, I
private
see
chat and go and
them.
be reading the happy birthday. Hey, Adetutu, how many years now that we've actually heard each other's voice?
Do you want to let out your age now?
I don't want to let out my age, but it is a long time.
Yeah,
Oh,
over
thank
two
you
decades.
so much. Within this is
You're
like 10,
welcome.
10. I don't even think it was up to 10 minutes, and you were like on it. Honestly, I appreciate you. God
You're most
bless you.
welcome,
Thank you
Abby.
so much. So we are going to be talking a serious, juicy topic today. We are not having viewers. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? People will come and watch at some point. But maybe start sending out messages to people that please, oh, come and watch. You don't have to talk, but just come and watch because we have people here. So then let me bring Dr. Senu. Hey, in fact, I don't know whether to cry, laugh, jump, dance. I don't know. Hello, Dr. Senu, are you there?
Yeah, Dr. Sen is there. He's just a busy bee.
Yay!
So you
My
carry on gisting and I shall
sweetie.
listen. And yeah, don't let me spoil the party. I'm an old, boring fuddy duddy.
What are you talking about? You know you're the life and soul
I'm
of what the
a,
do.
I'm a boring old fart. Don't let me infect you guys with
Don't
my
say that.
pious,
I mean, Dr. Senu, don't use that
happy
one for me. You
birthday
know me, I know
to
you well. Ah.
Mr. H. I'm Mr. H too. You know, if you like it. But I'm not claiming birthday.
Dr. Senu, your volume is a bit low, or is it just me?
No, I
Okay.
deliberately did that.
Ah,
Can you hear me now?
yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
You're not an old
yeah.
fat.
I'm using a very high tech setup, so I'm turning things up and down. But yeah. Anyway,
Hey.
you guys carry on with your wonderful
See,
gist, and
Dr. Senu said I'm using a high tech. Our time they were already high tech. We
no, no,
that
no. I
our
was
tech.
just using it to explain why I was able to turn down specific things. I'm actually multitasking. I'm on another seminar, but well, that one is boring, Jerry.
Oh, I love it that you have come here. Welcome to the dark side. Okay, it's not the
It's all
dark side,
right. It's
it's
okay.
the party side. Thank you so much. Please
No
just hang in
worries.
with us there.
Let me mute
Then
myself.
in fact, I have more people than I am expecting. Though. Hey, this is now I'm bringing on somebody. Hey God, I don't even know what to do. Aderemi Adegbite. Number one, I love his name. Aderemi, where are you? I thought I didn't remember. First of all, I love his name. His name is just, one of those as they say, juicy Yoruba names. Juicy name. His name is a juicy Yoruba name. Then he himself is a juicy person. A juicy personality. Are you shy? Are you shy? Don't be shy. All the way from Germany. Ich Deutsch, Deutsch, ich Deutsch. Welcome. Thank you so much. I sent you the link like 5 minutes ago, and here you are. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So we're going to be talking about. I can't hear you. Are you using high tech 12122 like Doctor said? Hello.
For me, no, not at all.
Ah,
I just keep
I
myself on
saw
mute.
Aderemi's house. I am already
No,
booking ticket to go and visit him.
no.
Hey, wrong. That Germany is going to understand that somebody has landed because that place is beautiful. Honestly,
Thank
is
you.
unbelievable. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining. And I can
Thank you.
only add 6 people, so I'm just looking. Hell, okay. I can see. Um, I'm trying to see who I can. Yeah, Oluwabumi Ogundairo. Let me add you on, and then God. Then there's Tolulope Fabumi and there's Ayobami. I'm trying to see who this is. Just give me a moment. Ayobami Shayepe. Now I'm going to add you on, but just bear with me. I'm going to be switching people around because we are only allowed 6. I'll see if I can add most people. But Olubumi, how do you do? Oluwabumi, unmute yourself, please. Hello, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Hello. How are you?
Hi.
Thank you and welcome to the show.
I'm fine.
I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Honestly, I do. So
You're
we
welcome.
are going to. Okay. Okay. My people are walking around the clock calling people to join up. Okay, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I see what you are doing. You guys are the best. Honestly, you are the best. Okay, let me just call out more people that I can see. Um So I have okay, yes, Ayobami Shaikpe, and I have Tolu Lokpe, my sweetheart. She's running around like a headless chicken right now, trying to sort things out. Okay, Remy, don't go anywhere. Oh, we are starting. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have seen. Yes, we're starting now because we need everybody's input. So I'm sure you're seeing the topic that we've put there. What makes a broken heart broke? And I'm sure you're wondering what is it that I'm talking about. I want to play a clip for you guys so that you can hear it. I think I've been able to figure out how to play this thing. I want to play a clip. I want all of you to listen to it, and then we would discuss. So here
Babe,
goes with the
I
clip.
still can't believe you would break up with me. After all we've been through, please tell me it's a joke. Tell me you're just trying to pull my legs, because I can't accept the fact that we are breaking up. What did I do to start with? What did I do? Babe, please try and pick my call. Let's talk this thing over. Pick my call. I've gone to your house, you're not around. Babe, see, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. We've come too far. This is how many years of relation? 4 years. I just want to toss it out. Like, please, babe, please, I beg you, just pick my call. Let's talk about this thing. We can, whatever the issue is, something that we've seen worse issues. Please, babe, please pick my call. Please, I beg you, pick my call. Babe, please, I'm so restless. Please tell me you're joking. Just tell me you're joking. I beg you, please. Tell me you're joking. Oh God, I'm going to call you again. Please pick my call. I beg you in the name of God.
But you know, say for this way you talk, thunder supposed to fire you. No, just tell me the truth. You know, say thunder, better thunder. When mama and papa don't die, we carry picking for back, we get belay for front, supposed to fire you. I have told you that if I want to get married, I cannot get married to a girl that smokes Igbo. Felicia, they smoke Igbo, and they smoke Igbo. So one boy picking now, our picking go they inhale Igbo. So you expect me to get married to a ragamuffin, to a hoodlum, to a cultist? You are a cultist now, because if I feel smoke Igbo, you just smoke Igbo, you be cultist now. See, let me just warn you now. I don't want to have anything to do with a woman that is useless. A woman that does not have focus in life. How man go to smoke Igbo? Man go to drag. I go to drag. I they blow loud, they blow Canadian loud. I they blow Igbo, they blow a Z. As what? You want to take over my family? See, this is the reason why I don't want this relationship again. Not saying you don't be normal girl, you be normal girl, you be nice girl, fine girl, but you get bad character. You cannot be smoking Igbo when me self they smoke Igbo. Are you the head of the family, or am I going to be the head of the family? No, try me. The relationship has ended.
Wait, can you imagine? Where is all this coming from? Because I remember vividly 4 years ago when you met me in the club, you saw me smoking. I told you that I can't do without it. You said you don't have issues, that you love me like that is my person. 2 years down the line, it's still the same thing. You say you're okay because you smoke as well. It's, oh my God. Now you are ready to get married now. I am no longer suitable for you because say I dey smoke. Nobody they buy this smoke for me. No, nobody they buy this smoke. Babe, listen. Don't even tell me this is the reason why you want to break up with me. Don't even try it. Wait, after 4 years of, so why did you waste my time now? Why did you waste my time? If you know that you're not going to end up with me, why didn't you allow me to move on? You were even buying these smokes for me, and now you're telling me that you cannot get, because you know go better for you. I say you know go better for you. If this is the, you know go better for you. Your marriage you know go last.
Felicia, so you mean say you know if you do that smoke? So then born you to smoke on this life, I be the boy you make you to smoke yourself. You want smoke your lung black finish. Your lungs don't black like nightclub. Where they worry you? I say I'm not fit marry woman where they smoke. Not by force. Not by force. See this girl, oh. You say I'm meeting for club. Now for club they meet better girl. Now for club they meet better girl. You dey go club, they go smoke shisha. You have smoked away your destiny. They talk rubbish here. He say, why did I waste your time? Why did I waste your time? I owe you since. Eh? I want you keep for ground, make you no move on. You no waste my time. No be how to waste each other time. So man marry you keep inside house now. We go dey feed pikin and dey smoke. You dey smoke. Pikin go dey inhale dustbin. Go dey inhale nonsense. Go dey breastfeed pikin with one hand, dey smoke with another hand. You are not serious. Eh? Say my man can't keep. See, I don't tell you. I don't tell you. See, I dey buy Igbo. They buy you AZ that time. I know say normally you be abandoned project. You be abandoned project. I just dey support you to continue to destroy. You see, man, if man want marry woman, now better woman with better character in the find. But when you want flex, you go dey find point you go flex with. Just when you get head now in the flex. But when you want marry better woman, I cannot subject my children to a woman that does not know what to do with her life. I don't tell you this relationship has come to an end. Ozwo, Mugu.
Hmm. Aha. So that is the voice, the message. Now, of course, we don't know how true it is, whether it is, a true incident or is people acting, with social media these days, people act and all kind of stuff. But let's forget that. Let's go back to the conversation. Now, I posted this on a couple of platforms and I said, who is at fault here? Who is the person that has cheated somebody here? Is it the man? Is it the woman? What is the understanding? What can we make of the understanding between these two people? So, who wants to kick off, please? Mr. H.
Yeah, okay. Good day, everybody. Wherever you are, anyway, you're looking at me or hearing me from, yeah. It's so sad, the voice notes and I wouldn't. Sometimes I wouldn't blame the. I would say the guy is wrong. You don't leave somebody because or you don't leave somebody because of what they are doing or or what they are not doing, and I think relationship should be in a balance. When I mean in a balance, you like what I heard now. I think they met in the club and they decided to date after some time, and the guy wants to get married now, and he sees that the lady is not fit enough for him to marry because of the kids, and maybe he thinks she's going to be a bad influence to the child and things like that. And I think the guy is very, 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 very wrong. This thing shouldn't define people. And me, I don't have a problem with people that smoke or people that drink. But sometimes I just think that sometimes men or women do use each other. They see that this girl is wayward and they want to be with you. They want to use you because they think just anything good cannot come out of you. If you look into that context, the guy has seen that, okay, he has made up his mind to say that nothing good can come out of that lady because she smoked. And they smoke this thing together. So why are you thinking, why is the guy thinking he's smart now or he's better than her or because of the kids, but I believe in any relationship, if you have a partner and your partner has a bad habit. I call this thing bad habit, because the way we see people that smoke and drink. You should be able to sit down with your woman and talk about it and help her through the bad habit she's doing. If you don't like it, or if you want to make her your woman or your wife at the end of the day, you should be able to sit down with her and say, hey babes, look, this thing you are doing is going to affect our kid. I want you to cut it off, and if you need to go for rehabilitation, I can help you through that process. That is genuine love. I don't think nowadays we have genuine love. If you have genuine love for somebody, either if they're smoking or they're in addiction, you should be able to sit down and help them out. Are you marrying what their outward appearance, or are you marrying their inward appearance? You hear what the guy said there? He said you're a very good woman. So is it the good woman you're marrying or the habit you're marrying? It should be defined. Because me, my woman, she drinks. I don't drink. So, but it doesn't. There's no time I made it a point to say, oh, because you drink, I won't marry you. Because you drink, I won't date you. You know, like even yesterday, she said, no, I must go and buy her a can of alcohol. I don't drink. I went to the liquor store and bought it for her. It doesn't matter, to me. But in the kind of times that we are, we see men and women that that use people like this. You use yourself. You see that this person is wayward and you use them, but the intention is that you're not going to end up with them because you feel okay, they're going to be bad influence. But if they're bad influence, why don't you sit down with them and talk to them about this thing and help them out? Because that woman at the end of the day could be the best woman to your kids. Why do you want to push her away at the end of the day because you think you are clever? And if I'm that woman, I would just walk away with my head high and make amend. Sometimes when people push you away, sometimes they're pushing you away to your greatness. The woman shouldn't see that. No, okay, the woman should walk away in dignity. I'm sure she will find somebody else that will see the good in her. You know, and it's another lesson for everybody to work with. To see that if you're with your partner or you meet somebody and you're doing somebody, you need to sit down on the table to define your relationship from the onset. Where is this thing leading to? And if it's not leading to anywhere, don't waste your time. Nobody's growing any younger again. So it's just a lesson for everybody, that listening to that, even whether they're lying about it or whether it's a stage play. But we should learn one or two things from it to say that if you're with your partner and your partner has an habit or you guys have an habit that you do not like, please sit down with them and walk through them with it. Because I've seen a lady here that she drinks and she smokes too much, and she was pregnant. And I remember when she was pregnant, I used to tell her, I used to say to her, I say, look, this one that you are drinking and you are smoking too much, won't you affect your baby? Because I know these things do affect children. I used to tell her, and she said, no, Mr. Hage, no, I cannot do without smoking. And she smokes heavily, but I didn't push her away. But I used to sit down with her and I used to tell her, look, we can talk this thing out. We can go for rehabilitation. We can go to the clinic. We can talk to a social worker. And, at the end of the day, she listened to me and the baby came out fine. I think the child it's at the same age with my own a child. So sometimes people do all this bad habit not because they want to do it, it's because of probably peer pressure, they are stressed or things like that. So sometimes people need to be matured in these things. Talk your partner through it. If you really love a person, you must walk them through difficult times. And again, the man is smoking and you're allowing her to smoke and you want to make her your wife. Now that you have seen somebody else, you want to
Okay.
dump her. So
Internet is giving me.
my own take, let me just finalize. My own take is that what the guy did is very, very wrong. You should walk your woman, through it. That's what I think. Thank you, guys.
Sorry, my internet is fluctuating in and out, so but I think yes, Mr. H, thank you so much for that contribution. Now, I want to hear Adetutu. Are you there? Hello? Dr. Seno, are you there? My internet is behaving. No. Dr. Seno, please come close. Hey, please, I would like to hear your thoughts on this. I mean, Mr. H has
Yeah.
said, look, this shouldn't. Okay, my
Can
internet
I
is
come
messing
on
me up.
later? Maybe in about 15
Okay, yeah,
minutes.
so you can come on later. That's fine. That's fine.
All right.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
No problem.
Okay.
Hello, Dr.
Wow.
Senu.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you. Dr. Seno, you can continue because I think Abby's this is breaking. So you can just continue.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I don't know what I'm. As I said, I was multitasking. I just know the topic in broad. I heard what the video started out. The lady who was apparently going out with a guy, and then the
Mm-hmm.
guy did not seem to have any problems with her. And at the point of marriage, all of a sudden there was nothing worthy of her. And then he started giving all sorts of excuses as to why he couldn't marry her. And the lady was talking almost as if she was bitter about it, deservedly so. But I don't know if the conversation has moved on beyond that. That's the bit I got.
Well,
Um,
yes, that's what we are talking about. That when we look at this kind of situation, what do we think that
okay,
the fair thing should have
well,
been here?
let me talk from an old man's perspective. Sorry. I really don't think that relationships should be forced. And if the guy had decided to go ahead with the lady, and then the marriage had broken up within the first 3 months because he was keeping a lot of stuff in his head, I think it is far worse for the woman than the guy moving out when he did. Sometimes a loss is a good loss because it's only opening doors for something better to come. And the one
Mm,
thing they always say about before marriage is that don't go into a marriage thinking that that person is going to change to your spec. The person is going to either stay the way they are or even go the other way. It is you that
mm,
has to tell yourself that this is the person you love, stock and barrel. So, from the point of view of betrayal, I don't think that somebody saying they don't want to marry somebody is a betrayal. It's of course very bad behavior, and in the law of karma, obviously the man will meet his own. On the other hand, maybe that is just the woman's way of finding out that we human beings are very changeable and undependable. But it doesn't mean that for something as serious as marriage, the man will now sort of, I will manage her. She will change. No way. Apparently, the man was the one buying her the cigarettes. He met her in a club. All of a sudden, he wants to marry. I don't have a problem. Why do people think that the person they want to marry should be different to the person they are going out with? I just find it strange. It sounds as if a marriage
mm.
spec is a higher spec, and a going out with spec is somebody to play with. There's a brain reset needed there. If the person you don't want to marry, don't go out with them, don't date them. Just know that your marriage starts from being a friend to the person, because that's the way the marriage will grow. After all the lovey and the hot sex, you have to sit down and talk and gist and find things to do. And if there's so much incompatibility already, it's only going to get worse. So
Mm.
the topic is the betrayal and disappointment. I think that sometimes what appears to be a betrayal and disappointment is a blessing in disguise. I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah, so maybe I should stop there.
In fact, you actually said something that is very, very important about relationships, that sometimes people behave as if, oh, this dating spec, the I can date you, you're my dating spec, but you're not my marriage spec. It's like, obviously that is like double dealing. That's very unfair, in a way, when you think about it. But people just think that it's the normal thing to do. Now, before we continue, I just want to, Ramoke, please put on your video, and then I'll be able to put you on, because for some reason I can't add you because you don't have your video on. And then Aderemi Adegbite, I was going to call you, but I didn't see you again. Same thing with Echo D. Where are you? Please, I don't know what's happening with our viewing numbers, but I think you also have to click on something to be able to show that you're actually viewing the show. And most importantly, please drop comments, because we can read these comments out. So even if we can't get to hear your thoughts, or you haven't formulated something that you want to say, but you have something in your mind, please drop comments for us and we'll be able to add it on. So Lulokpa was about to add you, and then you disappeared. People are appearing and disappearing on me. And Mr. Runner
Mr. Runner
Society,
Society,
welcome. Thank you for
welcome.
joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
So I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see. Adetutu, are you ready to join us?
Adetutu, are you ready to join us?
Yeah, Abby. I think
Uh-huh.
I'm
Okay.
ready now.
Okay, so what are
Yeah.
your thoughts? Because women have spoken now. Let's
Just
hear
a
from
few
the
words
woman's
from
point.
me. Yeah. Well, from what we listened to. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Good to be on the show. So, from what transpired, I think in my own view, I would say that it's like the guy just used the lady, like he himself said. No one forced the words out of his mouth. He said it himself that he was just using her. So, which I think it's very, very bad and not a very good thing to do to someone. At least if she isn't even a friend, like he was trying to say, or maybe I don't know how to put it. She could be his sister, for crying out loud. Would he have prayed for someone to do that kind of a thing with his own sister? Yeah, the girl might be bad, but even from the voice message, the lady said it that you met when you met her. She mentioned where they met. So for you to have even stayed with her for so long, ah, I don't think that is fair on the lady. I don't think
Mm,
that is fair on the
mm,
lady. Yeah. And like Mr. H said when he was talking that he could have maybe, well, the whole thing boils down to the fact that he just used her, because if he really had anything for her, at least he would have tried to talk her out of that bad habit that she has. And if he had any plan for her, he would have tried to do something. Then, if it failed, then he could be talking about giving up on her and things like that. But not even trying at all, even confessing with your own mouth that you just used her. And like the other speaker said, law of karma, he will jam his own. That's just it.
mm-hmm. And then when he now jams it, he
And
will
then when
not be
he
like,
now jams it,
ah,
he will not be like, ah,
Who I offend? Tani Moshe.
forgetting that he has done
forgetting that
something to
he has
someone's heart, you know. I don't know
Sorry,
why I'm echoing.
sorry.
I'm echoing.
Somebody is running the program and YouTube at the same time. Mute one of your devices. So you can't be watching us on YouTube and being here at the same time. You can, but mute your YouTube so that we don't have that feedback. Please check your systems, check your phones, and make sure that you don't have double programming. Thank you.
Okay, well, that's Mr. Ron right there, DJ Wiki Wiki, who's just giving us the way out. So, because I could hear myself echoing right there. John, is this you? John Asemota, please, unmute yourself. Eh? In fact, I suppose help me catch that chicken over there. We are going to slaughter it because this is a momentous thing. John, come on now. She's like, not me and you, I'm not coming. I did too. You said something really important there. You said he saw who she was. And that's the thing. Because when people go into a relationship, there are some deep conversations you will have. Some deep, things that will be between you and your partner, that you be like, okay, oh, this is, the dreams that you will share and all that kind of stuff. And this woman said, I even asked you if my smoking was an issue, and you said it wasn't. Then all of a sudden, it's not an issue. You want to go and marry somebody else. Now, it is painful to be in a relationship that in your head, you've agreed, in your head, you believe that this is where it's leading. And the person just swerves you one serious curve like this. You be like, yikes, where do we go from here? But as Dr. Senu said, it's better that you kuku collect your breakfast, jeje, and later on, hey, people, you guys are amazing. Yvonne, is this you? So we are talking about what makes the broken-hearted broken, and apart from that, where do we go? after the heart is broken? How do we call people up? I'm just trying to see who. Tolulokpe, I know you said that your internet is having problems, but do you think you can speak? Or Olubumi? Hello, Tolulokpe. Okay. Bumi, what about you? Okay. Um, I'm trying to get because I can see people, but somehow they can't. Okay, it says studio is limited to 10 people on screen. Okay, Tolu, can you hear what I'm saying?
Yes, I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay. Mute one of your devices because I can hear the echo of your other device. So mute one. So please, what are your thoughts on what we've just said? What you heard the video, you were here from the beginning. What do you think?
I can hear you very well. The network was just breaking
Okay, I'm having
something
the same
somehow.
problem because we're actually sharing the same internet. Tolu is in my house at the moment. Although she's sitting in the living room, I'm having problems with the connection. Okay, that's fine. I'll let you be. Yvonne. Okay. Yvonne is there. John
No, John
or
says,
Ayobami.
okay. Yvonne, can you
Hi.
hear us? Okay.
Ayobami.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Finally, I'm just calling names. I can't see anybody. Good evening, my brother. Thank you so much. You're a first timer. Thank
Well,
you. Thank you
honestly, I
so
was
much for
sent.
coming to the show.
Thank you. I was sent a link by Tulu. Honestly, I
Yes,
just
she told it. She was running up and down calling everybody that she knew. It's like it's amazing. Okay, before
nowadays
you
I
say
just
something, I just want
joined.
to read out. I want to read out comments. Please, guys, don't use the private chats to put your comments. Actually, put it through either YouTube or Facebook or something. It will show on the show. So before you say something, please I just want to read out a couple of comments. Ogudairo Oluwabumi said, whether it's the end of a relationship, the death of a pet, family upset, personal failure, or other negative events, separation from someone or something we value can cause heartbreak. That is true. Then Jonah Semota said, can't talk now, please. Then Yvonne said, it is me. And then Adetutu repeated, she said, the summary is that he used that as he himself confessed in the voice note. That is true. Yvonne said she can't talk at the moment. Okay, that's all right. At least you're here. That's all that matters. So please, guys, use the comment section because I'll have to go into the private chat. He also said he gave her hope of finding someone that loves her for who she is. 4 whole years, raising her hopes only to dash it. That is true. Okay, so Ayobami, please tell us
Oh,
your
I see
views.
the error. Abby, I see the mistake you made. You shared only the StreamYard link and not the YouTube link.
Okay.
Let me privately send you the YouTube link so I will resend them again.
Okay. I'll send that to everyone so that you can.
View, I
Okay,
think.
Mr. Ayobami, please continue.
Thank you. Good evening once again, everybody.
Good
So,
evening.
thanks for having me. I initially when Tolu sent me the link, I just clicked. I don't know what I was doing, and I was listening to the whole show. So it's an opportunity to do share and learn from people. Obviously, I
Yes.
think I'm the only one from Nigeria in Nigeria right now. So I don't know, Shao. I don't know for other
I
people
don't
because I
think
can hardly
so.
see.
I mean, we have people from
Okay.
South Africa, we have people from the UK, we have people from no, John is in Nigeria if I understand properly. So Adetutu is in Nigeria too. I'm not sure, but she could
I'm
be in
just saying
Nigeria.
because my camera is I had to because there's no light. You understand the fact
Yeah.
that no NEPA.
Ja,
So
for
you can't see me.
sure. Electricity.
We are still dealing with
Okay.
that. So my head is in so many places. I don't even know where to place. But I think I want to buttress on what Dr. Senu said. I'm in line with what he said. Like the wife I got married to, we were friends. We
Mm.
were friends for 3 years before we committed to, okay, let's even see how it goes. And then we dated for 9 years. That's 11, and we're married for 2 now. So I I want to say Yoruba says something. I think majority of us here are Yoruba. I might say something that you can ask for translation in the chat.
I'll translate it. Don't worry.
Yeah, Yoruba say ojú ló mọ ohun tó ń yó inú.
Hmm.
Do you understand? Ojú ló mọ ohun tó ń yó
Yes.
inú.
Let me translate that. Basically, it's with your own eyes you will gauge whether your stomach will be full. So when you look at food, so I'm using transliteration now. That when you look at food, is with your eyes you'll be like, this one will make me full, or I won't be full. I need more food.
Or
So
you
basically,
need more food.
so basically, you are the one who decides whether this path you want to take or this person you want to be with is the right one for you or not.
Yeah. So I want to ask a question because there was some point that the network was a bit bad. Was there a point where this guy promised this lady forever?
He didn't. Well, from what I gathered from the conversation, she said she had asked him if her smoking was an issue to them
No,
being
not
together.
that, not that. I'm talking about being like, was there a point that okay, yes, he led her on, but was there a point where he committed himself that okay, babe, oh, this is the way forward, oh, smoking or no smoking, oh, I'm gonna marry you? Was there a point?
What? That's what I understand. Although I could be wrong because I can see a couple of people smiling.
Please,
Um,
you have your permission to give him a round of applause for that question.
we're not doing round of applause. Let's answer if you know the answer. What did he say that? Because
Because there was
I
no
didn't
point.
catch
There was
it.
no point. There was no
Uh-huh.
point where he promised her forever, and I think she was too expectant. The fact that our hopes were very high. You know, I'm very particular about her now because she's the one that is heartbroken. For the fact that she was expectant that okay, the way this thing is going, I think not that you think that it might end in forever, but for the fact that this guy's way of life, you should have seen the handwriting on the wall. Even the way he spoke, you will know that this guy's not a serious person. I don't know if I'm wrong, or
Mm,
that's what I perceive. The way the guy spoke, the way, and he was so petty. Obviously, it's scripted, but we can take a cue from it so that other people will not make such mistake in case they
yeah.
meet other people. Do you understand me? But
Yes.
you could see in his dealings, the way he talks, I can view that kind of person. If he's not a Yahoo boy, he's a very dubious kind of person. I'm just giving you an instance. I'm not saying he is, but that's the kind of perception I have of this guy by hearing
Mm,
him speak. So definitely, you met a guy at the club. We find love in hopeless places. Yes, you
mm-hmm.
find a guy at the club. He's smoking weed. He gave you, you smoke, and he's buying for you on a daily basis. There was no issue. But as a woman, what do you perceive about this particular guy? What is his dealings? What day to day activity? What does he do? Who are his friends? Who is he rolling with? What is 9 to 12? Is 9 12 to 1? Do you understand that kind of like what
Mm-hmm.
is who is this guy? For 4 years, you could not deduce that this person is an unserious person. You have to hold yourself responsible for whatever it is you're going through right now. I have 4 elder sisters, yeah, and I'm not trying to call them out. Nobody knows me, but they all. I am the last one of my mom, and I'm the only son. They all made a very grievous mistake in choosing the partners they are married to today. So I took a
Mm,
cue from all these people, and I said, okay, this woman that I'm getting married to, I am taking you away from your parents. I am hands off. I want to take care of this woman. You have nothing to worry about. There will be no issue whatsoever for me to come back to you that you should help us settle. Because I'm telling you to hands off. I want to make your daughter happy. I don't know if you get the point. And she saw that
yeah.
okay, this guy is serious about it. From the moment I said, okay, babe, let us start a relationship. Me, I do not date for fun. Like Dr. Senu
Mm,
said, I don't date for fun. I date, okay, this is going straight to marriage. I'm not ready to play. So that kind of a girl, you know where you're already planning a future in your mind, though, because he has never committed himself. In your mind, you're already planning a future with this guy.
mm,
But his character is exhibiting something else. The relationship, from my own point of view, is not supposed to take up to 6 months. I'm telling you,
mm,
if you enjoy the shag, the guy, as he dey smoke igbo, he dey knock me well, he dey enter normal.
mm.
You enjoy the shag, but that shouldn't take more than 6 months. Then you find your way. If you know una road no join, una road no pass. So whatever it
Wow.
is that she's going through right now, she's the architect of misfortune. I don't know if you understand my point.
Yeah.
So friendship, you build friendship. From that friendship, you will know who the person is. Then from there, you start committing or you start planning the future with that kind of person. So Ojulo Montoyono, she knows
Mm.
from get go that this guy is not a serious person. That's why she could easily even swear. They are both or even on serious self. My 1 cent. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Honestly, there is so much you've unpacked here. Thank you so much for this. I've sent out the YouTube link so that people can, go and put comments in on the YouTube link. So if you just want to copy out the comments that you've left on the private chat and put them in the YouTube link, that would really help, because I have to keep going back and forth to read them out. But if you can, send them, then that would be great. Now, Ayobami, you've said something that I was actually now trying to remember the thing, and I think it was a case of assumption, because she said, "Oh, we talked," but it was we talked doesn't mean you confirmed that. Now me you go marry you. We just talked. That was my smoking an issue. And you see, this is the problem with relationships, a lot of assumptions instead of being concrete and saying, you know what, make we cut talk am now. You want marry me, or you are just okay with me smoking and me being your girlfriend, instead of just assuming and believing that, oh, okay, now like this is how it's going to be. Those are the kind of things that we need to look at and really think about when we're in any kind of relationship, whether it's with a job, whether it's with friends, whether it's with a partner, or things like that. Honestly, I'm going to come back to you because I still have, one or two comments to ask, but I just want to go into the private chat. Again, there's so much that is there. Adetutu said, okay, yeah, Dr. Seno said, it is true that the end of a relationship can cause heartbreak, and there is always a grieving process. In this case, though, the break at this time is a more major trauma averted. Unfortunately, he said he used her. Who does that? A sociopath or a narcissist? Then Oluwabumi said, broken heart syndrome is a heart condition that's often brought on by stressful situations and extreme emotions. The condition also can be triggered by a serious physical illness or surgery, and it's often a temporary condition. A person with a broken heart often has episodes of sobbing, rage, and despair. They may not eat or sleep for days and may also neglect their personal hygiene. A few may repress their feelings so that they do not have to face the pain of the loss, which may cause panic, anxiety, and depression a few months later. It is better you define the relationship from the one that is the mistake most of us make. So, yeah, basically, to avoid getting a broken heart syndrome, better define, have that conversation. And Bumi said, I dated for 10 years and got married for 10 years. So, that this is a 20-year thing that we're talking about. And she said, I believe in every relationship you define the foundation. And Yvonne said the guy used that as an excuse. He was never ready to marry her. Yeah. So I'm fine with your smoking and everything. Does not translate to I go marry you. It just means I'm fine with you being my girlfriend and smoking and drinking. I did not confirm to you that I'm going to marry you. And these are the things that we need to look at. Bumi, can you talk? Is the internet stable now? It seems to be stable on this side to a point. Still trying to see if I can find Aderemi. Hey, I'm upset. Oh, Aderemi, where did you go? Come back.
Yvonne, I
Maybe
sent you the link privately, so you can click the link from there and.
I've sent the link to Yvonne. Yeah, so I've sent it to the alumni thing. So please. So okay.
Can you hear me
Um.
now?
Yes, can hear you.
As I've said earlier, I believe most of the relationship we go into, we don't define it. And that's
Mm,
the basic thing. From day one, you meet someone, it's normal you have a background that is different from the person. And you definitely have a different attitude. Twins don't have the same attitude, no matter how they come from the same home. So you meet someone and you can't really define yourself, this is what you want. It shows from another perspective that you yourself cannot even identify your do and don'ts. If you can identify your do and don'ts, definitely you can tell the person this is true me and be sincere with yourself. Most of us lost a lot of relationship because we are not sincere with ourselves. And it triggers so many things at the end of the day. And we let me say we run out eta skater in most of the relationship. No one is perfect, right? But let the person know from day one, this is me, this is what I want, and this is what I don't want. I think by doing this at the beginning, the person will know, okay, this is you. I can say one or two things about you for 1 week I've known you. Then from there, you can definitely define if you really want the relationship to go on or not. So when you build on the basic of the relationship, I believe it goes a long way, and it really helps.
okay, so basically, thank you so much, Bumi. I'm getting what you're saying. That again is that communication that is important. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette is from Cannes, and she's one of the people I interviewed. I don't know if you can come onto the show. Click on the first link I sent you. That will actually bring you onto the show. And you can come and join us in the conversation. But if you're happy to stay in the comment section, that's fine. It's important because if you don't tell somebody, I see, like me, everyone knows I'm single, I'm still dating and everything and all that. And I've had a few friends tell me, Abby, you don't tell a man this thing. You let him marry, you don't find out. When I say that, I told the guy that, look, I have fibromyalgia, I deal with pain. And then, you don't tell a man that, it will scare him away. And I'm like, if it's scaring him away now, it will scare him away when the thing has become solid now. It will still scare him away, and he will be mad at me. That why did you hide this kind of thing from me and didn't tell me? And it's funny to me how people really advocate for secrets, for silence, for, you know what, let's not tell each other these things. Let's wait till you seal the deal. But because you've got a ring on your finger and you got a certificate, does not mean that that marriage will stay or that marriage was meant to be. There are many people who have gotten married. I was speaking to someone recently. In fact, I was like, you know what? Well, every time I think, okay, maybe I want to get married, I will jump people like that and I'll be like, I'm staying, I don't do. And she was like, you know that as soon as I walked into the church in my wedding dress and I looked at the man, I already knew this marriage is not going to last. Because there's some things that we had talked about that I thought we had agreed on, but the guy went and did what he wanted to do. And as soon as I walked into the church, I saw, okay, he did what he wanted to do and not what we agreed on. So I already knew this marriage was over from beginning. I said, okay, then why did you just turn around and walk out? She said, so that my parents will kill me. I said, okay, now that you are divorced, are they killed you yet? And it's crazy to me how we will see disaster and still walk into it like, oh, what will people think? Oh, well, but at the end of the day, when the disaster eventually happens, now who they carry the wala, it is still you. You know, It's still you that has gone ahead and made that terrible mistake that will still have to deal with that problem. And this is why it's so, so important that, you know, people have those honest, like, if you go cry, make you cry. If you go shout, make you shout. But let's have this conversation than pretend that everything is okay. And then at the last dying minute, you now say, I'm not interested, I don't do again, that kind of stuff. Now there are men like Mr. H who it doesn't matter to. It doesn't bother them. They are, look, now you are like, I like you. We might not have the same things in common and all that, but I like you. Do you like me? Let's get it on. And he accepts you for who you are. And then there are guys like the guy who just leads someone on and goes, and then Oswald, now me go marry you, that kind of thing. So it's a weird one, you know. So let me read some of the comments. Dr. Chris, Prof. Hello. I thought you were going to join us on the show now. Then Felix Peter said, "Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Felix. I hope you're doing well." And then Adetutu said, "The summary is that he used her as he himself confessed in the voice note. Yes, whether he promised her he was going to marry her or didn't promise her, he used the term, I used you. So I used you to fill the gap. I used you as my girlfriend till I found someone I wanted to marry. I used you because, well, I needed a partner in crime. Whatever using means or whatever it meant, he used her. I say he gave her hope of finding someone that loves her for who she is 4 whole years. Again, Ayobami said something. I really wish he still stayed because I wanted to ask him another question. He said, if you are with someone 6 months and you've not had conversation of where are we going, what are we, and the guy is telling you, but we are pencils in the hands of God. I beg, carry your load and go. And I agree with that. I don't think any relationship that is like, because one thing from the few men I've spoken with, or even Ron, from the few men I've spoken with, a man knows when he meets the girl he wants to marry. He knows. He doesn't have to go and think it. You already see now this guy, let me go marry her. They don't need, men don't need that much time. Now he might know, but might not be ready to get married. But he already knows that this is the girl I want to marry. While some, they're like they haven't determined, but child by force, by kuru, by kere, and everything, the girl will force that Nami you go marry, whether you like it or not. But people don't need that kind of length of time to actually decide, oh, this is who I want to end up with. And then Janet said, hi, Janet. Hope you're enjoying the show. And then I said, I agree that a relationship should be defined, but I want to believe that they must have talked about it one way or the other because the lady mentioned that they talked. And that's the way I was thinking too, that if she's saying that we talked, then marriage must be part of the conversation. But because we don't really have that information, we cannot honestly say it is true that they had that conversation that, okay, we won't end the marriage. So we can only assume. But that's why to take away assumption is important that we actually have these conversations. Very, very important. Someone sent something in the private chat. I hope I've sent a yes, Dr. Seno. Yes, I've sent you the private thing on YouTube so you can put your comments. But yes, Dr. Seno, please speak.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry,
Yes.
no, I just wanted to add. I mean, everybody has said very, very valid things. The one thing that we don't seem to take account of is the fact that human beings are just human beings. Although this guy did actually deceive this lady, we have no way of knowing whether these conversations were had or not. And I don't think that people can be together for any length of time and the conversation will not stray to, because what are we guys doing? Are we having a fun time? Are we having an extended date? What is going on? I think that some people are really just good at deceiving others. And somebody said, they meant it in a way, in a good way, that this woman was probably overreading the man's seriousness and that she set herself up. I don't think we should be blaming the victim of naivety and stupidity when you are dealing with somebody who is clever at being deceitful. So
Mm.
I think I would be very more simplistic. The man, maybe he said, let's manage this one. It's almost like you said, let's manage this one. If something better comes along, I will dump her. If not, something
Mm.
better does not come along, I'm stuck with her. And of course, in this life, you will always get something better come along. Of course, there's something that you think is better. 6 months down the line, they might even be worse than the one you left. But you don't know
Mm.
that. But the one thing is this: you have people who have been married for 30 years. At the end of the day, although you can say a 30-year marriage should not be breaking up in 6 months, because truly, maybe the signs had been there before, but people were just trying to ignore it and patch it. The truth is that relationships break, hearts are broken, people have to move on. Even when people die, nobody goes into the grave with the person who died now. It
Mm.
takes some time before you begin to accept that this is my new life without this person. But in this instance, I will still insist the man could have been a player, an unserious player, but the lady was seeing something that she was not seeing something that other people could see.
Mm.
Or maybe the man was just very good at telling lies. And there are narcissists like that. We talk about I mean, yeah, now I'm a doctor. I mean, we talk
Yeah.
about narcissistic personality disorder. It was only in the last year that I discovered that in all my years of medicine, I only think about narcissism in form of a mental health disorder. Actually, there are a lot of human beings who don't have that personality disorder. They are narcissists. They are practicing narcissists because they don't have deep empathy for another person. If you are going out with a woman, remember you have sisters. You may have a daughter. Would you like somebody to treat your sister or your daughter the way you are treating this girl? But people can't think like that. All they think about is, I beg, woman full ground. Make her do what I want to, make her come out. But as I said before, karma happens. So I think we should be careful about blaming the girl. Maybe, yes, she truly, was hoping that this thing. I cannot believe they had no conversation, whether it was in black and white. And when we say we must define relationships, we should define them. But the fact that we define them, does that mean that the person is telling the truth? I
Mm.
can still tell a woman and say, listen, you are the best thing since sliced bread. I've never known a woman like you. If you marry me, my life will be made forever. In my head, I'm saying, this one, he had no correction. After we don't do 3 or 2, pam, I'll run. Of course,
Mm.
men do it. And women do it as well. It is a case that we should hope that our intuition does not deceive us. And sometimes it is the things people do not say that tell you more about who they are. So, I mean,
Mm.
everybody should learn some wisdom and self-awareness. And in the end, what you don't want, you don't want. You don't want. Because the man says he's going to marry you, if you look at him and think, this man, God forbid, listen to your head and run. Because if you
Yeah.
pursue it, it's as if you are just pouring water in a well. It's not going to fill. Anyway, that's really all I was going to say. Let's be a bit careful about blaming the victim and realize that some people are very clever at using people. And, the world is full of those who will be deceived and those who are going to deceive them. But it still doesn't take away the fact that this broken heart is real, whether it was
Yeah.
caused by naivety or it was caused by being deceived. And it's very painful. There's no getting past the pain. Uh,
Ah.
Sorry, that's
You
me
are
done.
very right, Dr. Seno. Dr. Seno, you are very right. You know this last thing you just said, that the heartache. Hey, I remember when I was served breakfast. Oh, I chopped the thing: sausage day, egg day, beans day, dodo day, yam day. They served me the breakfast on big mighty tray. I wanted to faint. I thought I was going to die because, again, this is somebody that we don't already go meet by a pastor. We don't they do counseling. Our wedding dress was in the wardrobe. You know, arrangements for this and that had been made. Some wedding gifts had been dropped off, and then from nowhere. And what deeper conversation can you have with someone when it is the guy that is running around booking this, booking that, telling them, oh yeah, we are getting my this the date. And then the same guy turns around, fiam like that, and just says, I not do again. Ah, it's as if someone sticks a hot knife in your stomach and leaves it there. And it's like, no, don't feel pain, don't cry. Like, really, you chook me knife, they tell me make I no bleed. And of course, we've heard of people who have done crazy things because of disappointment, because they didn't expect that that kind of disappointment would come to them. So, whether they had the conversation, whether they didn't have it, I am inclined to believe that somewhere along the line, because if they talked about the smoking and drinking as a problem in the relationship, there's no how it won't have extended into marriage. But okay, let me not assume. Let's just say, okay, we'll go by what they've said. The guy said, I used you. She's a human being. And he went ahead and said, I used you. But this same guy, when tomorrow the girl that he went to go and serve her breakfast for now serves him breakfast, you know, that's when they'll now come on Uncle Joro and everything and be say, hey, make it me now look me a woman, women are evil, women are this. Really? Why you they do someone else speaking? You know, remember that time. You know, people can really shock you with their behavior. Like you, this is why I don't make promises, because you promise somebody and they believe you that, okay, oh, this is the promise, oh, and then you now turn around for whatever reason and go, now so I this guy, now so we talk so thank you everyone who's putting views. I've still got a couple of views, but before I read them, Ron, would you like to say something? You're muted.
I like to say a lot of things, and this time I'll be very, very serious because listening to everybody's feedback and we missed a lot of things while analyzing the situation.
Mm,
There are people who genuinely get heartbroken by so-called narcissists. Like a girl is doing a very good, she's doing well. Maybe she's a banker or a good career woman who is a decent woman doing decent living. Then all of a sudden you have this playboy or this useless riffraff from nowhere coming to deceive her and derail her or use up her resources, all in the prospect of marriage, and the girl falls for it. Then last minute the guy jilts. That's a genuine case. That's a valid, genuine case of narcissism and jilting. Now, I don't know if this is a skit and I don't know if it's real, but I was supposed to use it as I was supposed to do a reaction video to it today, but I decided to shelve it first. Let's take this situation as a very, very serious lesson, especially to women. Very serious lesson. For those of you who don't know, I always give controversial views on this platform, and a lot of what played out in that voice message are things I say here on the platform, but people don't take me seriously because they don't think they are modern things we should consider. Here's a young woman smoking, drinking, addiction, falls in love for a no good guy, same addiction, same problem, right? What most women don't understand is that, just like Abby clearly pointed out, is that when a man sees who he wants to marry, they always know. The side chick industry exists for a purpose. Have you ever wondered why a guy who is philandering always have a godly looking woman in the house? Meanwhile, the side chicks are the craziest whore looking women you can find on the street that will do any fantasy they want, do anything they want that they please. But the wife that they keep at home, they don't exactly do the same things they do with those ones. Have you ever wondered why? Being the wife carries a certain different kind of class, grace. And when the man has a wife in the house, because he's the mother of his children, he sees her like an assistant mother in times of need, not all times, in times of that nurturing and need. He looks up to that woman for strength. Even though we claim that men are strong, when in times of brokenness, in times of need, he needs that voice, that lonely voice from somewhere that will say, ah, honey, you were wrong. Honey, you made a mistake. Honey, I know you failed. Stand up. You can do it. I believe in you. Go and get it. You do it. I trust you. You're a hardworking man. Men need those kinds of women at home. Now, listening to the recording, the girl said, say, I will. This is somebody they are jilting, and you would expect that at this point she would have developed common sense, right? No. What did she say in the response? That that we'll never leave this Igbo. And this is somebody we're supposed to be fighting for that was jilted, though. That that, okay, now, of what use are you an addict to a fellow addict in a situation? Now, let's look at it from a medical perspective. I don't know too much medicine, but I know that the twice my wife went for antenatal for my children, when you go into the hospitals, the first things you see there is that pregnant women should not smoke, they should not drink, and they should not do recreational drugs. Boldly written in all antenatal clinics, which the guy even hinted there. And I was surprised that somebody who is smoking even had brain to even consider all these things and put them in perspective. Listen, the guy was ruthless. We are not removing that out of the equation. But if you pay attention to the points he gave, he was actually, I couldn't fault anything he said, even though he's a crazy human being. I couldn't fault anything. Now, women always have this notion that I can be as I am, that a man will find me and love me the way I am and will live happily ever after the way. It doesn't work that way. You can't be smoking, you can't be drinking, you can't be clubbing, you can't be doing crazy stuff, and you be with a man and you think that in your head, you think that the man's brain is not having alternate calculations. He's calculating too. He's a human being. There are moments where the bow wears out and he has to do logical calculations. And when he sees this, no, I cannot have a future with you. The truth is this. We're all assuming that he didn't want her or stop her from it. We don't know them. And again, like I keep saying, I don't know if this is a skit, but I want to imagine at some point that if they had brought up things like marriage, they would have described how a perfect family should look like. Right? And the lessons all of us should pick here is that don't ever see the lady knew she had an addiction. The man too knew he had an addiction. Addiction is a bad thing. Now, if the man is going to turn a new leaf now and he has decided that this my recreational drug use that I'm doing that is too much, I'm at an age where I have to change and do better for my life. Good for him. However, can we say the same for the woman? Well, because she's already telling us that she will never change, right? Okay. At this point, do we use sympathy to marry two of them, or do we use sympathy for them to stay together when one is willing to turn a new leaf, or look for a partner who has a more serious supportive role in a structured family, or go with this junkie? We sometimes, as human beings, we are adults. We need to sit down and table things and say it as it is. There's no need to sugarcoat what's wrong. What's wrong is wrong. If the woman was crying and said, baby boy, you didn't tell me to stop. I can do this for you. I can stop. Even if it's a lie. Let's even say she lied that she was going to change, but she's not going to change. Let's us even hear that lie, that there was going to be a change. She didn't even give any indication of such. She clearly let us know on the voice note that she intends to continue this until she rides the wheels and the wheels fall off. That's our plan. There's no plan for change. At this juncture, do we still blame the guy to continue with her, or do we force him to continue with such a person? Remember, it's the man who chooses wife and decides who marriage. Man, now they choose who is marrying. Marriage, man controls access to marriage. Women control access to sex and children. He decides who gets married. So we need to balance these things up and get our priorities straight. I know that there are people who got married who were into all this recreational stuff. They were drinking and smoking together. But along the line, when the man said, let's get married, the woman started thinking logically and said, no, I can't be a mother and be smoking Igbo with my husband and my children will be seeing us. Then they start thinking, oh no, I have to change. Then gradually you see the woman self-correcting herself. She gradually takes steps back and avoids that lifestyle. It's a gradual thing. No human being can force a human being to stop addiction, like you all know. But it's a gradual. We need to see that sign that something good, a little bit of spark, that something good can come out of this. Like when you are digging diamond from mud, once you see that spark, you know that something good will come out of it, and we can work with that something good, right? This is what I expected. So everybody, man or woman, if you know you have a social vice, an addiction, or whatever it is you are doing, always know it's not just men, women too. Always remember that sex might be great. Listen, a man can stay with a woman for 20 years because she has great sex. She's doing Wonder Woman in bed. But remember, the man's brain knows how to distinguish between good sex and marital life. We need to start teaching these things. We need to teach the young people to understand that there's a big difference between fantasy and reality. And this is why they have side chicks everywhere. They say when you go to, I don't know. That's what they said. They say if you go to all these like you see new houses they've built for side chicks. The man who live is you heard the one that they killed last year. The side chick they said killed last year and all that. It's an industry that is booming and it's not going to stop anytime from now because we don't know how to set our priorities straight. So please, if you're a young woman, you're into an addiction or of any sort, please go seek help. Go seek help. Even as you can see and you can learn from, even a guy that is smoking Igbo with you knows you are not right. Even a guy that is drinking heavily with you knows you are not right. Even a guy that is doing recreational drugs with you knows you are not right. So if we can establish that at some point people have common sense, please let us try. I know it's a difficult journey. I know it's a hard road, but we all have good in us. If only we can just try a little bit, have a little bit of faith in ourselves, we will really go far. I think I don't want to overweight this thing because I'm sure I've delivered the core of the message of what I want to say because this is a very serious. I was very sad when I heard this thing yesterday because everybody, it was on an Instagram live, people were laughing and all that. But I was breaking it down and taking serious notes of what was going on. So please, we see this happens every day. So let's not laugh that it's a one-off thing. There are people going through this problem as we speak. There are women in relationship with men 10 years. They have one crazy thing binding them together. The man has not one day mentioned marriage. You're still sleeping with him 7 years, 10 years. You've not even brought it up. Yourself that wants to bring it up, you've not even changed. We can do better, our sisters. We can do better. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you, Ron, for your views. I've got several questions that's come up because it seems like you are accusing people of living in a fantasy world, but it's like even in your comments, you created a couple of fantasy worlds there because you're saying, oh, number one, you is almost like, and I don't know whether I'm hearing wrong, but it's almost like justification of lying. Like, a man will tell a woman what she wants to hear to get what he wants, but then he knows what he wants and he's going to go there, and the onus is on the woman to change her ways and blah 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 and this and that. So it's like, okay, so yeah.
Before you go forward, you just made a statement. You said fantasy and real world, and you said I'm living in fantasy. Who is actually in the fantasy land? The person expecting sympathy from a crackhead. Sorry, let me not even use crackhead for you. Are doing the same thing from the same person, and you're expecting that human being. And why is it that I have to make you feel good and tell you that oh something terrible happened to you, that let us cry around you, that it's a tragedy has befallen you? The truth of the matter is that the signs were there. And if we keep pampering and nursing all these behaviors, every day we are going to keep listening to this type of voice notes. It's because we are not putting a stand as adults and society and say that this is wrong and this is the right way to go. These things will continue reoccurring. We see our friends go through this mess. What do? We just say, they're in love. There's nothing I can do. Let's leave them. And this is what we do. And when they get hot, we'll come and start gathering around them and crying. Do you really love the person if you want to go around the person and be crying around the person? You know me, I'll be very well. Once I see a problem, I identify it quick and I call it out. You might not like me. That's not my problem. I'll deliver the message. When the thing happens, I will not be there because I warned you. I'm a man of I believe in consequences. I don't believe in pity
So
party.
is there any consequence for the person who basically was like, okay, fine. The person has an addiction or whatever it is. I mean, you're talking about smoking and pregnancy, which is true. It's written there. But also on the packet of cigarettes, it said smoking this will actually lead to death. And people still buy the cigarette and they still drink. They still smoke. People buy alcohol and they drink. There's till tomorrow, some people will hear about addiction and they will still go ahead and still go and take Igbo and everything. So human behavior cannot be controlled. You can put all the news out there, all the warning. There are some people that they saw their father and mother fall apart due to addiction, and what do? They themselves go and carry that same igbo and start smoking it. They saw it. Oh, they saw the destruction. It's not as if them say they saw it with their two korokoro eye. They knew that there could be a different way. And yet they still go ahead and still do the same thing. So we cannot police or structure people into a way and say this is the way. Like I was telling you one time, I said, I've found out that you cannot tell someone in love anything. If you see wahala and you tell them that I can see wahala because they're in love, you're talking for yourself. You cannot say anything to somebody who is in love. You have to, you can state what is on your mind or your fear, but until they enter and the thing not clear from their eye. Hey, Kayode, please put on your video because I can't bring you on. You know what?
Allow permission of your mic and your camera.
Please allow that. So you until they enter the thing do them shaggy, then their eye will clear. But you see, all that one everybody is talking for where it will not work. They will not
Abi,
listen.
there's a reason why parents who smoke or drink heavily, they are advised or they try to hide it from their children. Don't get me wrong. Like you see somebody who smokes cigarette all the time, then maybe because he has come to knowledge that he's endangering himself, anytime he has to smoke in his own house, he has to go to the balcony or go and sit on top of his car and smoke and everything. There's a reason for it. He understands that for every time he's going to casually sit on the couch and smoke in their presence, just like you said, the children will willingly adopt that behavior without questioning it. However, when they notice that the guy is putting precautions here and there, okay, I don't want to do it here, even though they are not going to believe or listen, there's always going to be that that extra warning voice in their eyes. They're like, this thing I cause lung cancer, or this thing is like, my dad was even trying to stop it, didn't stop. Okay, they'll hesitate. I'm not saying. Remember, I don't deal with the exceptions. I deal with the generality. I deal with the general, not the exception. Most children that you try to correct, most cases they try, and some people experiment for a certain period of time, then they give it up, right? But this is not to say that we should just open the floodgate open because nobody is listening. Let everybody do what they like. It's not healthy.
Okay, Dr. Senu, you were saying something. Would you want to respond to that? Or Mr. H? Kayode, what please allow permission and come on
Let me
because that's why we can't add you on.
No, I'm just responding to the last person. I agree about smoking and pregnancy. That I mean, I'm an obstetrician. I've been forever. I know that. However, putting aside the medical thing, people can not smoke and end up getting married and then pick up a bad smoking habit. What will happen then? They will do divorce. I think it boils down to human beings have to know what is good, stick to it, even for themselves, not necessarily because they are in a relationship. However, for a relationship to work, both the man and the woman need to know the right things. A man cannot say, okay, you are my wife. You are going to be have children for me. You're going to you can't smoke. You are smoking. You are still doing the igbo yourself as the man. Does that give her any incentive? So it's it's a complex human being thing, and there's a lot of what the last speaker said that is true. As we said, there are narcissists and there are people who don't behave themselves. But the one thing I do want to say is that when it comes to relationships, and Abby, you brought up this heartbreak thing, women also break the hearts of men, and it goes in a different way. And the woman can say, yes, I saw you, I loved you, you have a lovely car, you do this, you do that. And 1 month to the marriage, the woman will just say, excuse me, I don't think I can marry you anymore. And it has never come up in conversation. So it's just human beings. We human beings we are very complex, but everybody should accept something. Your behavior is your responsibility. How that enhances you in a relationship is what makes the relationship rich. So it's not one person or the other. Everybody has to do the correct things to make sure that the relationship is productive. And yes, parents go and hide when they smoke. Well, should they even be smoking? But it's a habit. What can we say? Okay, that's just me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Kayode, welcome. Hey, a round of applause for you. In fact, this is your smile. I can
Sorry,
collect dollar on top of
somebody
it.
asked me. Yvonne asked me a question. Can I answer?
Before we go into the question, let's Kayode speaks, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Ron Ojari.
And tomorrow is Mr. H's birthday. Oh, tomorrow.
Mr. H, happy birthday to you too. He has disappeared.
He's here, he's listening. Nepa
So,
struck where he is.
no wonder tempers are always hot here. You are all Scorpios. What is the argument, Ojari? Is it that a person cannot change their mind? Is that what this is about? That it is
No, we're
wrong for
not
somebody
saying,
to change their
you know,
mind?
Kayode, you and I, we had this conversation. It's not a case of changing your mind. It's a case of leading somebody on to a point where whether they rightly or wrongly assumed that we go reach this conclusion. And the guy said something that you kept refusing to look at. He said, I used you.
So she didn't use him.
She not, because for her own mind, now the thing going for marriage now. So she wasn't using him like, oh, I'm going to use it and dump you. She was using him as in we both the smoking bowl, we the bother ourselves. Let it continue.
So basically, she was not going to use him and get married, knowing fully well that in the society where she is, this is not really acceptable behavior. You know, society. Let's say society frowns on it. We're not saying whether it's right or wrong, but
is marriage for one person, not be two people they marry.
Yes, but one person is always using the other person when they get married. Otherwise, why is it so important to her that this guy marries her? So is this some form of social security or some form of what? There's a benefit for her. Why is it so painful for her that the guy refused to share his life with her and sign a life contract to do that?
Okay, me, I don't know, because when you go into a relationship with someone, you're not doing it like you're not doing like MTN contracts that this is for a year, and after a year I'm going to change and upgrade to a new mobile phone. It is is something of emotion. So I don't even know how to answer this your question.
No, but if we look at the thing, no, if we go small religious, just small, make we know turn them to church. People, maybe just enter small. Even Joseph, he looked Mary, so he say, you know what, we are not getting married. Make me find us, we go just quietly do this thing. Separate. That's the mother of Jesus.
Because you can't carry belly now, I want a big case.
Exactly. But what I'm trying to say is that
let's put it in today's day.
Okay.
Imagine say me and you. Let's imagine me and you. Man never touch me for my life.
Yes.
You for your mind, you don't plan how. Wait. For your mind, you don't plan how you go unwrap me. You go show me shege. Then I can't tell you say, you see, I don't get vele, and I God get them. How you go do?
Exactly what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to highlight is that people change their mind. No be today.
Okay, the woman is in love with the man. You can't just, if this is heart matters, you can't just say, must the man marry her?
Even don't vex. She can't open mouth.
I don't see the heart here.
No, I totally agree with you.
She gave herself. For us women, it means a lot. Yeah, people do
4 years, not before days though.
Yeah, no. So I totally agree with you that she was totally in love with him, or there's also the possibility that she felt that she had caught what she was looking for also. So you see this issue of love. If he no be saying now love, if he be saying this is basically her future. Because you see, you have to also accept that getting married for some people, this is necessary for their survival. So
or even necessary is just for this. I remember one of my friends who said, I need to remain in this marriage because I have to have that status, that respect in
yes,
the
exactly.
community that I
I
am.
think we're saying the same thing.
So, yeah,
We're saying the same thing in that. I think we're saying the same thing in that for some people, it's a matter of life or death as far as they see it. So it's not really about love. This love thing, it is when we get to this part of the world that people will be using that word. In this part of society that we're talking about, it's not a love thing. It is a matter of life and death. Your value in society is tied to you having that contract. So she might not even be in love. It might just be that finally she'll get respect from her immediate society. But on the flip side, for the guy too, he might lose the respect of his friends because they've all seen that this person that he's about to call his wife. What?
He's telling me he will lose respect from his friends. When he's dating her and all the things that he's doing with her, he doesn't know that he will lose respect. And when it's time for marriage, he will now lose respect.
No. So just like I heard, sorry, I heard earlier on where I think it was Abby that was saying, even in her conversations, a man knows the difference between girlfriend and wife. They are not the same. And friend. No. So I can use myself as an example. I am totally in love with Xjo and their capabilities. All right. Now I just realized not everybody's. But okay. So for those who don't understand, I have girls who had the same training that I have. All right. I will trust them with my life, but I will not necessarily marry many, only because nothing is wrong with them. Let me just state that I will not marry them because our relationship will not work as husband and wife. But in terms of trusting them with my life, right? Trusting them with my cash, there are some that I will basically do that for without thinking twice. So please understand that relationships are different. So just because somebody is not marrying somebody does not mean that that's the best relationship possible. There are some people that will come today and say, okay, I need $5,000 and that's all I have in my account. And I will trust them with that money. But then there are some people that I dated that $500 is what I can afford to dash that I'll give you because I know that's love in quote will chop the 500.
Piki, I get to meet you to give me money when I wanted to start this show. You put me inside mall waiting tomorrow. Hi.
Maybe you don't fall under the category of people that I will give money. But what I'm trying to say is that relationships are different. There is one that one sees as wife. There's another one you see as girlfriend. There's another one you see as best friend. Three of them are not necessarily the same. There's side chick. All right, if we're telling the truth, they are not the same positions. The same way, let me bring it home. The same way, no one can play the role of mother to you, right? Apart from your mom. But also on the flip side, no one can play the role of sister. Well, maybe you know what I mean.
You don't sleep with your boyfriend, with your best friend. You don't sleep with your sister. You sleep with your girl. Ideally, whatever you do with the woman that you are dating, it's not. I just want to use her. It's something that you have a future or plan, you know. And I'm sure that's what she held on to.
So unfortunately, Yvonne, that plan sometimes is so that you will have a partner that is a friend with benefits.
But you don't break up in the way he broke up with her.
Oh well, we only heard voice. We only heard one part, right?
I have come to realize that at least there are two psychopaths and narcissists on this show.
Now the thing the man talk, now we hear that was what happened. Me, I know here won't hear any other part. That's the way he talk. Now wait till he talk.
Okay,
yeah.
Can I quickly? She asked a question. Yvonne asked a question earlier on. You said that shady man too is supposed to change before they marry, right?
You're expecting the woman to change, so the man cannot change. Why will the woman change and the man not change?
That was the question, right?
I made a comment. Question.
You made a comment. So only women should change before marriage, and the man should not. I beg, if people want to marry, they need to both decide if they want to change or accept each other the way they are.
Period.
Now, here's the thing. I know we live in a society where we do tit for tat, goose and gander, what is good and what is not. It doesn't work like that in real life. The truth of the matter always is constant that the man is the one choosing the wife, and it's not the other way around.
Women they choose man too.
Okay.
Let's not even go into who chooses, because at the end of the day, we know that you choose me doesn't mean I will accept you. How many proposals have we seen where the guy will go to McDonald's, kneel down and bring out and woman will stone him with meat pie? I mean, get away from me, you son of nonsense. So you choose the woman if you don't accept your choosing, that one day too. But
even in that example you gave, you clearly see how a person can be used, right? You deal with person, sis. You think say the right thing is to marry the woman. Then you go and kneel down. She says, "I'm not ready. I'm not in that frame of mind to marry now."
No, but she's not saying all the kind
how you
of
go propose to a person where you never discuss, say, and they think of marrying you, just go carry ring, and then you carry out to McDonald's of all places.
You know what, Abby?
Saw you meat pie.
Abby, for the first time in this month, I actually agree with you. You have a strong point there. You have a very strong. I agree with you, and you know why I agree with you. Don't worry, I accept that it's true.
I don't know what you talk. I do not know what he's talking about.
They're trying to say, basically, what they're trying to say is, you just anything the woman says is right. Just agree not to increase or to elongate the argument. Women are always right.
Not that one.
Abby, take it. He has agreed with you. You are correct.
No, not that. Not in that sense. Abby said something that was very, very salient here. She said that how can you go and propose to somebody that you didn't even talk to? You just woke up and took the person to McDonald's. And in my head, it's only an idiot that does that. So Abby is right. She's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And so
but heartbreak is different from just heartbreak. Is a lot of times women, if you invest, when we're in a relationship, a lot of times it's investment. Sort of, you invest yourself, you invest your time, you invest everything. So when you're talking about a man breaking up with you because of a habit, did he discuss with her about that habit before he decided to break up with her? And not in that manner. Come on.
The woman said, even in the reprisal, in the response, the woman even said in simple English that, I will never stop. That's what even made me mad. I was pitying her at first. She said, I will never stop this Igbo.
But that's the thing. He knew that she would not stop the Igbo. He knew. And he did not tell her at that point in time, say, because I know, say, you no go stop this Igbo, I no want to marry you. Exactly. He did not tell her anything of the sort. He knew.
You know the thing where you don't tell her where she
I said, know yourself, not be insult now.
If you don't tell her, say, in the heat of the moment, you are my life. Without you, I can't even live. Then you don't get them.
What do you think they tell sidekicks?
You cannot hold what a man says, depending on where his educated level is and the uneducated level.
It should be your bond. You should not, anything you say, before you say it,
no,
you be held responsible for it.
Yvonne, I am telling you that I have identified 2 narcissists and sociopaths on this
Abby, no, the man went to the village. The village elders told him, go and borrow common sense. How can you marry somebody smoking Igbo and will not leave it? Are you mad? The village people. I'm sorry, I'm being facetious, but it's true. His parents sent him to the village to go and borrow some common sense.
Village old women, they smoke. Did their husbands leave them?
No.
But that's exactly what I said. I said people get married and then they pick up smoking. Are you going to divorce because of that?
No, people even start smoking Igbo after they are married.
What do you think?
I know that this self-correct Menene that Ron was talking before.
Igbo is not the real thing that was going on there.
It was not. He knew the guy had somebody that he was already
He
No,
might not
having marriage
he
with.
might
This
not have
woman
had.
is not my
Dr.
spec
Seno,
anymore.
we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. I said the Igbo is just a smoke screen, honestly.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
genuine truth is that
One is
he had
And
made up
he
his
goes
mind that
screen.
this woman is just not, I'm not having her around me. And actually, people should know if somebody says they are not marrying you, they are doing you a favor. If they marry you and
Yes.
they
It's
put you in
painful
the
now.
house
It's
and deal
painful.
with you, then
It's
you're in
painful.
trouble.
It's
I think
painful.
It's
I know
painful. But
It's
you know
painful.
what?
I know
After
Igbo.
you have
But
cried and
is it
you're
less painful to marry and within 6 months, domestic violence followed by divorce?
No, let's just talk
No.
about the heartbreak. We're not talking about what will happen now.
No,
It's the
Heartbreak is
pain. It's
heartbreak.
the
We understand that,
pain.
but let's not
Because
to,
overrate
he
heartbreak
broke up
she
with
needs
in
to
her
real
for
buy
life.
blaming me.
she needs to buy ice
So
cream
the
and go.
heartbroken is more important than the practicality of the fact that this is a dysfunctional union, which is
Well,
going nowhere.
it's because we're looking deeper into the whole situation.
Okay,
His
all right.
excuse
Sorry, I'm being
was
cerebral.
very.
Let's stick to heartbreak.
She needs
No, let's
no,
not go too deep. He
the
was being
lady.
too. He was being on. His excuse was not worth. It wasn't. It wasn't worth it. It was just rubbish. It's better to
even it
say
was
we are
an
not
ego
connecting.
screen. It was not
Yeah.
the truth. It was an ego screen. He
Okay,
was
now he has
using the
come
ego.
down from the high level that he was. So now his reality has. There was no
Or
heat of the moment.
it is possible also, Yvonne, that he was high when he broke up with her. You see, we have left that possibility that
Maybe maybe she
that
gave him what
because
he used to give her.
that lady was funny. Initially, she was like sounding really nice. But no, pick up, let's talk this thing over. And then she just switched. So two of them they played.
If now you not go switch.
No. So
But he could have been high when he toasted her now.
exactly.
And then when he became normal, he was thinking, what have I let myself in for?
Both of them are a danger to society. You know how many people go club? They go club, they bring home this very beautiful girl on how many bottles of beer. When they are coming down from that bottle of beer, they are like, "What on earth did I do yesterday?"
Next
And
time
that
you know go allow the habits to overtake you. Know your
no,
limits.
Yvonne, you
But
talk.
for 4 years, the Igbo they
Exactly.
high, they high, they low. I
Yeah.
beg you.
4 years is it's not it's a long time, eh?
No, 4
See,
Is
years.
it been?
The only person comforting him now.
The sex was sweet.
You know, see her.
Okay.
So she was
Felix
good
Peter
enough for
says,
just that.
Felix, come on so I can add you because he says he wants to share an experience. I want to
yes.
hear real life experience. All this
Because
let us say, imagine
all
they were doing.
of you here, you are talking from. None of you know what Igbo does to somebody. Let somebody who has
Okay,
done
give us
Igbo
a beg.
and let people who understand the effects of Igbo on the mind. Let them come and talk. All of you that are cigarettes you are running from, you want to come and talk on behalf of two people that
Okay.
That's not strictly true. Igbo, at least professionally, I can say Igbo does different things to different people. It's a very funny drug in that. They are functional Igbo takers, and they are the ones whose lives are ruined. It's a very strange drug to talk about. But let the next person talk, please.
There are also creative Igbo takers because a lot of the songs we hear today, it was under the influence. Otherwise, if you look at the lyrics of songs, you will know that there was Igbo involved in these lyrics.
Maybe it's even the Igbo that has been keeping the babe alive. Who knows?
As a man.
So Felix Peters, thank you for joining us finally. Now only right they see you they right. We never hear your voice before. Oh yeah. Run the matter. Tell us how it be.
Yeah, each time I come here, I usually come here to learn through Uncle Ron. Uncle Ron introduced me to this channel, so I usually come here to
Thank you
learn.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah, and because this topic, I had a friend who had similar experience. I have those friends that do smoke and they have girlfriend. Most of them, their girlfriend don't smoke, they don't do this, But most ladies, they don't get to understand something. Once your boyfriend is smoking, you want to smoke too. Once he's using this drug, you want to use it too. Once it's, along the line, I might actually like you. In fact, I remember that when I was maybe age 25, 24, 26. We had friends that smoke. We were so much, and our girlfriend smokes with us. And some of them will say, I like this guy. I'm going to get married to her. Our vibes, our energy match each other. If
Under
I'm
the influence.
smoking in the house, she won't complain. If she's smoking, I won't complain. You know, that vibes. And you know, as we were growing up, we were a group of friends. As we were growing up, we were changing. But those girls were not changing. Despite we are not telling them to change, but from our attitude, they can see that maturity is coming up. We are not smoking publicly again. People have reduced the amount of smoke they take. Now they were having issues that okay, some of my friends are now having girlfriends outside who don't smoke, who do everything they wish a wife could do. And stylishly, they tell these girls, you know that when you smoke for long, most especially ladies, some of them cannot eat again without smoking. They won't be able to perform some daily activities without at least taking weed first thing in the morning or probably in the noon. They won't be able to do some certain things. So when you see, I can't really blame that guy. To me, I can't really blame that guy because some of these my friends I'm talking about, they ended up marrying somebody else. The ones that married the ones that were smoking, they ended up breaking up with them. The ones that didn't break up, the lady had to adjust later by force, by fire, by everything. So it is not that easy. Ladies should not think that since these guys enjoy this thing now, there is no along the line it's going to change. He's going to see some nonsense in what he's doing. One day his friend will just abuse him outside. Let me speak you about sorry. Oh man fagbo, yeah, where no man fagbo only. You know all these things now. There are way guys say
You
things
and
and
your wife are both smoking weed very
yes
well.
now there are way guys say things and it just gets into you. There's even this lady that stayed with us for almost 9 months. She smokes a lot and her boyfriend smokes a lot too. They both know they are smoking. Later, she just called me. It's not a few months ago. The guy broke up with me. Why? His friends were complaining that I smoked too much. His friends were not complaining that the guy was smoking too much now. They were complaining that was smoking too much. So who is at the losing end? So we just understand that probably many ladies should understand that.
Okay, me and Sha said it. I have identified that a certain percentage of of men are psychopaths, sociopaths, and narcissists. Because they do something, then they say it's not you, it's your partner that is the problem, and then you now be like, I know do again.
Sister Abby,
Really?
the reality will
Mm,
not just change. That's the most unfortunate thing. We will just keep
okay.
saying this, but it will keep happening that way. That is just the most. No
I
matter
think
what,
I
no,
think we have a
It is
duty to
well.
save. I think we have a duty to save those ones that have not been harmed. We should not keep preaching the same message of it doesn't matter, the world is safe. The world is not safe. The world is not fair. Let's be honest to the upcoming ones and tell them the reality that these things we are doing, it's not helping anybody. So this girl has been served breakfast, sadly so, but we can save the upcoming girls that are about to graduate from secondary school
Me
and
when no smoke, when no drink, when they serve me breakfast.
oh God, why must you personalize
They
this thing?
serve me breakfast with
No,
Okay.
bacon and eggs.
It's because
they will even
it's because
friend
it's probably because they told Abby
they will
that Abby
draw
you
you
need to smoke
close.
to calm down, and she said no. So they're like, well, if you're not going to
Can
calm
you
down,
imagine that they'll tell me that I need to smoke? We mean there is asthmatic. And do
And
I look
truly,
like I'm mad?
Abby was hyper those days. Oh, maybe if she had smoked, she for calm down.
You don't need to smoke for them to serve you breakfast.
Abby
You
was
Oh
you
high.
my
look like
dear.
Queen Sister Mary.
Just I said that I have
They will still serve
identified
you
that there are
breakfast.
sociopaths and narcissists
they
in
start to
our
use
midst.
those because they are too quiet. Some people they'll say
Uh,
you carry.
You
Some
can
people will
never
say
satisfy everybody. Whether you are quiet, they
exactly.
will serve you. Whether you
Some
are
people say
noisy, they
you
will
are too
serve you.
quiet. Some people they say you
At
talk too
all.
much. Some people will say
Thank you everyone for all your contributions because PK still they talk say no, I don't go agree. Honestly, thank you guys. I really want to give a massive shout out to every single person who got my last minute call, and all of you were trooping in. Like at the point in time, I was like, who do I want to bring on here? See wala, But honestly, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. I want to say a massive shout out to Echo D. Hey, Echo D, you're my man. You are a friend indeed. I did tutu. I will Thank you so much. We've not spoken in years, decades. and you heard my call. Bam, you were there. Lara Koiki, I saw you. You sneaked in, you sneaked out, but I saw you. Aderemi Adegbite, my guy with my favorite Yoruba name combination. I don't know why you disappeared. The thing pepper me, but you know what? I'm grateful for you, Dr. Senu. You are amazing. You are. In fact, I don't even know how to just say thank you for everything. Thank you, Sister Nora. I saw you. You sneaked in. You sneaked out too, but I saw you. Joanna Semota, is so good to see you. Yvonne, hey, Yvonne Ogbo, now you be this. Honestly, now friend you be. I appreciate you. Of course, Kayode, I love it when you come. You always put in the pepper and the spice and the yaja and everything to make it all nice. I really appreciate you. Mr. H, constant to the very end. First to arrive, always constant. I appreciate you. You are an amazing friend. Thank you so much. Olubumi, hey, in fact, I don't know how to thank you. Tolu Lokpe, you guys are amazing because you went and rounded up all your friends. Sharp, sharp, everybody. To Ayobami, I really love your contribution. Thank you so much for that. Felix Peters, thank you so much for joining. Now I'm trying to see if I can find, because I'm trying to remember everybody. I was just trying to put all the names in my head. Dr. Chris, Professor Chris, I really appreciate you. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Then there's still some more comments here. Then there's Abiodun Lekon. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate you joining us, and thank you for saying nice views. Now I just want to read the comments. Say, I agree. Okay, then I did to I want to say the conclusion for me though is that they are two of a kind, and it seems to me that the lady is more sincere than the guy. At least she knows she is bad, and she was with him because he was a kind. Exactly. Exactly right there. And say, imagine the bad character of a guy looking for a decent girl to marry. Someone's daughter will now carry Agbako as husband. Agbako means problem, which is true. Then Mr.
But Sister
Lekon
Abby,
said,
Sister
nice
Abby,
views. Eh?
how is the man? How is the man Agbako? Someone that is
Ah,
actually willing to
somebody
change.
where they smoke, where they drink, where they do everything. Can't say, you know what, follow this one, and you go carry another girl when they smoke. Don't be Agbako be that. Now
They'll
Agbako.
be looking for SU.
Uh, Sorry, who's that?
Bumi, they'll be looking for SU to marry.
They'll not be looking for SU to marry after they've got to go and do what they want to do. See Wala. Serious Agbako for that matter. Thank you, Adetutu, for that comment. Then Dr. Senu said, true, I agree about pregnancy and smoking. That I can talk about forever. However, people cannot be addicted or people can be not addicted or hide it, get married, and then the negative change happens. Skits. That's a very good point there. Then Yvonne says, so only women should change. Okay, this is the question she was asking Ron. They should change before marriage and the man should not. I beg, if people want to marry, they need to both decide if they want to change or accept each other the way they are. Then she said, Oga K, long time. Then she said, she's in love with him now, which is true. She's in love. She was honest. Truly, what to say that she was sincere. He was the man, anu manu. Then Felix Peter said, Uncle Ron, can I come talk? I had similar experience, which I've happily shared with us. Then Adetu said, a dysfunctional union indeed. And she said, I stand with you, Abby. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. People. It's so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. Hope the female folk will learn. Hey, me, I'm learning, And then said, one love. Honestly, I appreciate you. One love indeed. You are truly, truly amazing. Every single person that has joined us tonight, you are amazing. I really appreciate you. I hope I've thanked every single person. Let me check. Let me check. Oh, Ron, as always, I always forget him. Thank you for joining us. And Jeanette said that she's in charge of, she's one of the people at Cannes, and I'll be inviting them soon to come and talk to us because mental health in the Black community is something that is not discussed enough, and we need to have this discussion. So they will be coming. So I just want to say thank you to every single. I hope I've said thank you to Tolu Lokwe. I hope I've said thank you to Olu Abumi. I want to say thank you to you ladies because you are
Okay. Bye,
phenomenal. I want
Abby.
to say thank you to everybody. Dr. Seno, thank you so much.
Sorry,
God bless you. I
people.
really
I know I was a
appreciate
bit
it.
of a comedian, but if I don't come again,
No. In fact,
We
it
have
was
marked
all
you.
welcome.
right.
We have
Bye bye.
You know,
marked
Bye
you.
bye. Bye.
can you see people say that you did well, sir? So don't say you did ahead. We want you to
No,
come
we have
back.
marked him. Oh, we have marked
I'm
him.
even trying to know how he put his picture. It keeps displaying and changing.
Eh,
It's
Dr.
a
Sebi?
program called OBS. You can use it in Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah, you can do all sorts of things. It is marvelous. You can use a camera, you can do slideshow. It's very nice. I just thought I'd just mess around with it.
So you
Thank you.
see, Dr. Senu, you're not only teaching medical things, you're not only teaching life things, you're even teaching internet and computer
Ah,
stuff.
okay. We'll continue to big me up, up and down.
You know that I'm your loyal fan. I'm your loyal fan, of course. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until we do this again, same time, same place. I promise I'm going to make sure that everything is sent out on time. I'm going to be on top of stuff. But till we do that again, honestly, thank you. You are truly the best. Take care and God bless. Bye.